Thank you very much for being here. Welcome. I'm Laurens van Doeveren from the Netherlands Consulate General. I'm your host. I work here in this office. Welcome to the home of the Netherlands in the United States Southeast. We're here to represent the Netherlands and to forge and build new partnerships. We look for opportunities, and we're looking to reach out and build partnerships with all of you in this room. And so far, we've been quite successful because thanks to our trade and investment, over 30,000 jobs here in Georgia alone, let alone for the wider Southeast, are supported by our companies, our trade and investment into the area. And we're looking to increase that further, to forge new partnerships with all of you. That's the heart of the work that I do. And I think we try to do it on business, we try to create jobs, but also on challenges that we share. Now with Ukraine, it's obviously our most important challenge, where it's important that the EU and the United States work together closely. But also on the theme of tonight, Feed the World, local and sustainable food production, a topic that's very close to our heart. At the UN, we all agree that in 20 years' time, with a growing population in the world reaching 10 billion, I'm no expert, we're going to reach 10 to 9 billion people that we have to feed around the globe. We're very committed to eradicate hunger and to create sustainable local food production for all. And I think the last 2 years with COVID has shown that border still exists from time to time, especially in times of crisis, and that it's very important that we produce food locally at home. One of the reasons that's one of the reasons why we host this reception. Agriculture is very much the heart of the economy here in the Southeast. And it's also close to our heart. The US is the first export of agricultural products. The Netherlands is second. The only small difference is that we're probably 300 to 400 times smaller. We try to do it on a very tiny piece of land, densely populated, 70 million people, yet we try to feed the world. But apart from just exporting, we're here also to share our knowledge, research, and find partners locally where we can learn from our American counterparts here in the room and find new partnerships together. Before we start off, of course, I first want to introduce my own team, Martijn Esselbergs. Thank you very much. I've been away for a couple of days and he's really taking care of the event. Thank you. Also, my colleague Meerte Sage, to the people from my Dutch delegation. Meerte, where are you? When you're in jail, she's probably the first person that you will meet, so be nice, because she heads our consular services, and you only get a nice treatment if you're nice to Meerte, otherwise nothing's going to move, I'll tell you. And then, of course, we have Kobe Pearson behind the door. Kobe, are you still there? There you. Thank you. And then I have Renato Turelli. He's the director of the Netherlands Foreign Investment Agency. He has a lot of hair. He's there in the middle. I'll use the quote of one of his colleagues. If an American company is looking to spread their wings to Europe, he can guide you and help you further. And then, of course, I'd like to introduce our guest of honor, Ambassador Andrew Young. Guys, a round of applause can already start. We're going to organize a fireside chat with him in a minute. We're deeply honored to have you with us because you share this important cause with us. I also like to introduce the incoming trade delegation because obviously I try to work on local and sustainable food production, but I'm no expert. I like to share the people that are here from our side, from the Netherlands, who are here locally working for our companies. Starting with Erik Egberts, he's the CEO and president of Dutch Greenhouse Delta, representing the entire Dutch industry. A leader and a third-generation farmer, if I'm correctly, and he will join us for the fireside chat. I also like to introduce from our side Angelique de Wit. She works at Hagel Unie. It's the world's largest greenhouse insurers. We're going to talk about the solutions for sustainable food production, and it's often overlooked, but you actually need to have things insured in case something does go wrong eventually. Then we have Edwin Hoenderbos. Edwin, where are you? One of our entrepreneurs, works for logistics. And last but not least, we have Will Lammers from the Ridder Group. Will, thank you very much for being with us. We also had a colleague from Hogendoorn. That's one of our major companies also working on the greenhouse industry and new innovations. But unfortunately, he was part of our delegation, but one of his close relatives died, so he could not be here for this evening. And then, of course, I'd like to introduce the people that we've worked with to organize the event. First of all, the Rabobank, led by Tamira Treffers. She's worth a round of applause. There are quite a few more people from the Rabobank. She will introduce her team, but obviously she is the chairperson for the wholesale banking in the US and a very important player to finance new solutions in the ag tech and in sustainable food production. And then I also want to mention, obviously, the ambassador, but also his staff from the Andrew Young Foundation. We have Herman von Hof. Herman, how are you? Great for you to be here as well. And Gaurav Kumar, you've been a great help so far also, reaching out and doing your work. Thank you very much for being with us. And then I'd like to mention two people from the Dutch side that are pretty important to pretty much everybody about any topic. And then I'll stop recognizing people because I know after a while you also want to get back to drinks and hear the substance. But I think they're actually very important. We have Bernard van der Lande. He is the first chairman of the Netherlands American Foundation for the Atlanta chapter. Bernard, thank you very much for being with us. It's been a renowned business leader for many years. And I also want to highlight Manori Del Silva. Manori, she's the president of the Dutch American Chamber of Commerce for the Southeast. So very relevant. And then we have Nico Wemmer from the state and many others. I'm very happy to see all of you. I could recognize everybody probably here. But I will stop there for the moment. What we'll do for tonight, I'm going to pass on the mic to Tamira to say a few words on behalf of the Rabobank. Then I will show a movie of the people that are participating in the trade mission, the company, so you actually have a bit more clue what they're doing, because it's nice to connect. We all need to know what it is about. And then we will have a fireside chat with Eric and the ambassador to talk about how we're going to do it. How are we going to feed the world, show leadership, and what solutions have we got to offer from our side. And then, of course, we will have drinks. That's always the most important part of any reception. We'll just continue with drinks. Without further ado, thank you very much, and I'll pass the mic to Tamira.
Thank you. Thank you, Lawrence.